Corpus-based tools have been around for a while, and have been used by language teaching professionals for a variety of purposes. There are several great books on the subject, and some student textbooks now include chapters on using corpora. Today, I'm going to walk you through some searches and pedagogical possibilities using the list search of COCA, the Corpus of Contemporary American English. It includes more than 520 million words of text occurring in a variety of genres from 1990 to 2015. A truly incredible resource, it is made freely available by its creator Mark Davies and Brigham Young University. First, we will need to log into our account. BYU allows a limited number of searches without an account, and I promise that you will find yourself quickly exceeding that limit. See my video on creating a premium account for step-by-step instructions on how to do this. Once we log in, we can navigate to the Search tab. Here, we see a number of tabs above the search box: List, Chart, Collocates, Compare, and Quick. In this video, we will see what we can do with the list search. We will learn how to produce simple frequencies of a word in one word form, produce frequencies of all word forms of a word, search for compound forms of the word, search for words containing a certain prefix and words containing a certain suffix, search for synonyms of a word, search for synonyms of a word within a phrase, and search for words within a phrasal construction. For this search, I will use the most common verb in COCA, know. This is the most common verb across genres, if you exclude the copulas and auxiliary verbs. To search for the frequency of the verb know in this form, we will type the word in lowercase letters in the search box, and then click Find Matching Strings. If we knew the word had multiple parts of speech, then we would need to select the part of speech from the drop-down menu to the left to narrow the search. But for now, we know that know is a verb, so we will just go ahead and search. So what we get here is the frequency of this word in the corpus. We can also click on the word and see basic concordances of all instances of the word in the corpus. We can also click on the source here to view the word in context. This is a good place to mention something about navigating within COCA. It is important that we do not use the back button in our browser, but rather we use the tabs in the interface, Search, Frequency, and Context, to navigate. So, to continue our searches, we just need to click on Search. Now, our first search yielded little in the way of pedagogically relevant information. A simple frequency of one word in a corpus doesn't tell us a whole lot, especially for common words. However, what is perhaps more useful is a search of all forms of the verb. To search for the frequency of all forms, we can type our word using all caps. Now, what the search will produce is an expected order. Know, K-N-O-W, appears most commonly, likely because it includes all instances where know occurs in the infinitive to know, and all instances where it occurs as the first and second person singular, or first and third person plural in the present simple. Next, we have the past simple form of the verb, knew, followed by the past participle known that may occur in the present or past perfect forms or in a passive voice construction. Then we have knows, the third person singular form, and the present participle knowing, which could occur nominalized as a subject or as part of one of the continuous or progressive forms of the verb. We also have this interesting result here, knowed, K-N-O-W-E-D. Now, we know that prescriptively knowed would be considered ungrammatical. However, we see 188 entries in the corpus. So what's going on? What we find by looking at these concordances is that they mostly appear in fiction. So in these cases, an author chose to write a prescriptively ungrammatical word to reflect the natural language of one of their characters. An interesting find. So, quickly returning to our results, we can again see the frequencies of each word form. So, how could instructors utilize these results? Well, Let's say that we are working with intermediate students in an intensive English program who have been introduced to various verb forms in a textbook. As an extension of this work, we may ask learners to explore verbs and verb forms included in a text by using the list search and identifying examples of the verb and verb form in use. For specific populations, searching within a particular genre may also be useful in finding examples especially relevant to those learners. We can do that easily with COCA. Let's return to the Search tab. By clicking sections, we can see genres, subgenres, and time frames within which we can search. So if, for example, we were working with creative writing students, we could select fiction from the drop-down menu. If we were working at the secondary level with high school students, we could even limit our search to fiction, juvenile. If we were working with business students, we could limit our search to magazines, financial. For university English for academic purposes, we could encourage learners to search within journal articles written in their disciplines by selecting academic history or academics, science and technology. A note regarding the interface. The interface is powerful and allows researchers to do quantitative comparisons that produce detailed results. This level of detail and analysis is great for linguistic students and researchers, but unnecessarily fine-grained for most language learners and instructors. So, when you would like to complete the searches I described above, you need only click on the Word sections, not the checkbox, and select 0, 1, or more genres from the list. Leave List 2 set on Ignore. And again, be sure not to click the checkbox. If you do, your results will appear different than those you see on my screen. Okay, so what else can we do with list search? We can also search for words and compounds that include a particular word. The way we do this is by writing an asterisk on either side of the word. So in this case, let's write asterisk, no, asterisk. What this is doing is searching for any word that includes the string of letters K-N-O-W and is preceded by anything or followed by anything. Let's see what this looks like. We have a combination of words and compounds. We see our word forms, no, 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 etc. We see words such as acknowledge, and compounds such as little known and know-how. This can be interesting and engaging. I can imagine a communicative storytelling activity for an advanced group in which instructors used the list search in this way to curate lists of compounds and assigned all the compounds and words containing the root no to one group and all the compounds and words containing the root C to another group, before asking each group to tell a story using all the words from the curated list. Something like, one day there was a well-known know-it-all who visited the town of unknowns and lesser knowns, unbeknownst to the town leader, etc. This would be a challenging task because of the need to identify word forms in usage, but one with the potential to engage learners with unknown vocabulary. We can also use this asterisk to search for words beginning with a particular prefix. Well, actually, this search will produce a list of all words beginning with the letters that precede the asterisk. Let's try it with a common prefix like PRE. So we would type PRE asterisk and find matching strings. This may include words for which those letters are not a prefix. For example, in the word pretty, the letters do not act as a prefix and do not provide information about the meaning of that word. However, in the word predict, the letters PRE do function as a prefix and contribute the meaning before to the root dict, meaning say, to produce the meaning to say before. So, if learners are going to be using this search, they need to be aware of this difference. We can also do this with suffixes. We could search for words ending in IZE, for example. We could write asterisk IZE in the search box. Now, we see something similar here with suffixes. This search will actually produce a list of all words ending with the letters that follow the asterisk. This may include words for which those letters are not a suffix. For example, in the word size, the letters IZE do not act as a suffix and do not provide information about the form of that word. However, in the word formalize, the letters IZE do function as a suffix and indicate its form as a verb, distinguishing it from other forms of the word, form, formal, formally. Depending on your approach, you could have learners identify the part of speech of words produced by the list and inductively reason that IZE is a suffix indicating a verb form. Or, if you prefer a deductive approach, you could adjust your search. After you teach that IZE is a common word part indicating a verb, they can produce the most common examples of verbs ending in IZE by setting the part of speech to search. All you need to do is select verb.all from the POS or part of speech drop-down menu and search. This should eliminate most instances of words ending in IZE that are not verbs. Deciding whether the priori is a prefix or IZE is a suffix could be a nice inductive awareness raising task. Word parts are a common topic in reading and vocabulary courses, and it can be challenging for students to notice when using word parts as a useful strategy. This search can be one part of raising learner awareness of word parts. Another useful search we can do is for synonyms of individual words and for synonyms of words within a phrase. The syntax for individual words is equal sign and then the word with no space in between. So if we wanted to explore synonyms for know, we would write equal sign KNOW and then search. This will produce a list of synonyms in order of their frequency in the corpus. You will notice an S appears in brackets next to the words. By clicking the symbol, you will be taken to a list of synonyms for that word. A handy function of the list search, this can be used as a tool for students to build word webs from, or as a thesaurus with direct links to the synonyms use in context. For the last search, we will explore a phrase. Let's say we are interested in what words occur most frequently in the comparative phrase more something than. We can again use our asterisk to indicate that we are interested in a list of words that occur in that central position. What do we get? More important than, more often than, more money than. Let's stick with this example and see how we might use this with learners. In the list we just saw, another great inductive activity presents itself. Learners can predict what parts of speech are possible based on what they know about comparatives, and then check their predictions. In the top 10 results, we can see 3 parts of speech: adjectives like important, adverbs like often, and nouns like money. To take it one step further, once learners have gathered some examples with different parts of speech, they can explore more of the structure related to comparatives, namely, what precedes more money than, for example. We can return to search and now type asterisk more money than in the search box to produce make more money than, lot more money than, much more money than, etc. For awareness raising purposes, this can be extremely valuable. But we can focus this a little bit more for students to avoid possible confusion with interpreting the difference between make, lot, with, etc. We can do this by guiding them to search for the verbs preceding this phrase. This is done by returning to search, deleting the asterisk, and instead typing _V asterisk space more money than. This can also be done by placing your cursor at the beginning of the search box and selecting verb.all from the POS or part of speech drop-down menu. With this search, we get make more money than, have more money than, spend more money than, etc. We can even continue building by selecting one of these phrases, returning to search, and placing an asterisk in front of make more money than. This produces to make more money than. At this point, we see lower frequencies, so it's a good idea to stop here. This learner-driven building of phrases based on corpus results can be a great way for learners to think critically about their language choices. In this video, I've introduced a variety of ways we can use COCA's list search to explore language as instructors, to create lessons and materials, in addition to tasks learners can complete to explore naturally occurring language somewhat independently. I hope you found the video useful. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know and I will do my best to answer them. Check out my other videos on using corpus-based tools for the language classroom, and let me know how you are using them with your learners. Thanks for watching and happy exploring!